Hey, good morning, everyone. Dennis Kaye here with Belize Islands Real Estate. Just want to give you a little impromptu video today because I was thinking about a few things, especially as it pertains to living the dream. We use that term a lot in Belize. Oh, they're living the dream down in Belize. There's even a song about it. And maybe your dream is just to live your own personal dream in the United States or Canada or Europe, or maybe it is Belize. Maybe right now, especially in this quarantine, you're in confinement, so you might have more time to think about what your future holds, what you want to do with your life, so that when you do look back, you don't have any regrets. You can say to yourself, you know what, I lived my personal dream. And, Steph and I have certainly done that throughout our entire life, not just when we moved to Belize, but even before that. We had a wonderful life, dear friends, dear family in Michigan where we grew up. And then we lived our dream in Belize, on the mainland, the islands, Europe, all over the world. And one thing I learned, and I wanted to talk, because it applies to my clients and what they're looking at doing in Belize as far as their real estate investment goes, is that you can live your dream a lot easier than you might think and a lot cheaper than you might think. And what I mean by that is this. Let me give you a few examples, then I'll go into how it applies to Belize. When we moved to Paris, we found a nice group of friends that we would hang out with every weekend and do things with. And we lived in a medium apartment, so to speak, a medium rent. Some of our friends lived in a very high rent apartment. They paid, I think, something like 8,000 euros a month for their apartment. We had one friend, a couple friends actually, who lived in very small studios, about the size of this living room, and they paid 600 euros a month. And it's interesting because we all had a completely different monthly budget, annual budget, but when we went out, we all paid the same 90 cents for a croissant. The admission to the Louvre was the same price for all of us. When we went to the Eiffel Tower and we went to the park and just hung out at the park in front of the Eiffel Tower, that was free for all of us. And so, what we quickly realize is that you can say, okay, my dream is to move to Paris and spend a year in Paris, right? But the budget for one family might be $600 a month in rent. The budget for another might be 7,000 or 8,000 euros a month in rent. And yet they're going to get probably, basically, the same experience of living in Paris. Now, granted, of course, there's a difference in living conditions, difference in areas that your living conditions get you. But the reason people live to Paris is to soak up the culture and the food and the art scene and the fashion and whatnot. So all of that is available to everyone. And then, when we started, traveling around the world, we realized that sometimes you can go somewhere and you want to stay in a very high-end resort because you just want to be pampered. And so you might pay through the nose for something like that, some really high nightly rate and just, maybe go all out for the food. And then some areas of the world you go and say, you know what, that's not important to me at this time. I just want to stay in some cheap Airbnb or some little hotel off the beaten path because I'm there for the experiences. I want to immerse myself in the culture, and where I'm staying maybe just isn't that important. It's not going to add a whole lot to the experience. And so the reason I'm bringing that up in Belize is because when Steph and I first went to the country to spy out the land in 2002, July of 2002, we went to Ambergris Caye, and we stayed, first of all, at the Sunbreeze Hotel. So that was our splurge. We paid, I think, like 125 a night. And then we stayed at Ruby's Hotel right next door. And I think that was something like 55 or 60 a night. Very small, quaint, awesome little place right on the ocean. But the experiences we had on the island were the same no matter where we stayed. So the snorkeling was the same. The fishing was the same. Going out kayaking, eating Johnny cakes, for $1 or whatever they cost, $1.25, something like that. That was all the same as the people staying in these super high-end resorts. And then after we were living on Ambergris Caye for a while, we would actually staycation a lot. So where we lived at the Belize Yacht Club or Royal Palm Villas, we would actually take 3 or 4 days, pick a resort, and go just stay there, not tell anybody we were still on island, have a little private getaway. So we would stay at places like at Grand Caribe, Mata Chica, the Phoenix, the nice places. The nice places that were $300, $400, $500 a night for these places. And what we realized though is our days were exactly the same. It was coffee in the morning, do a little paddleboarding, a little bit of swimming in the pools and whatnot. And so what I'm trying to get across here is to sum it all up. Many of you who have been following me know that I'm about having the most meaningful experiences in life, not the most expensive experiences. And I like expensive experiences too. Back just a few weeks ago, before all this happened with the virus, Steph and I were in Vegas for a week. We spared no expense, stayed at the Mandalay Bay, had an awesome time, awesome dinners. I went to Disney the week after, spent a week at the Disney resorts. Again, spared no expense. That was awesome. But just spending money doesn't bring about really good experiences. Our best experiences are when we create something fun, unusual, memorable. And so for those of you looking at Belize right now, a lot of the emails I get are from those looking for the ultimate dream. It would say the ultimate dream, beachfront, right on the sand, step out your front door, enjoy the water, enjoy the endless views, no obstructions, nothing in front of you, not even a palm tree. You want just the plain old water views. I get that. But if that's what it's going to take for you to live your dream, you might realize that the budget is just a bit too high to make that happen. And so you might get discouraged. So some of you have been emailing me for a couple of years and looking at beachfront, looking, and there's nothing that's come up in your budget. But you're putting the dream on hold. And you should just move forward with the dream. The dream is to get down to enjoy a beautiful island atmosphere, enjoy the island lifestyle, wearing swim trunks, flip-flops, eating Johnny cakes, eating tacos at Neary's, fresh squeezed orange juice from Rui's, going to the Rum and Bean and having a coconut latte. All of those things, snorkeling, diving, fishing, swimming, going to Secret Beach, those are available to everyone. So yes, if you want beachfront property, I can help you get that. If you have the budget, no problem. I like it when you buy beachfront property from me. I like it when you buy $500,000 condos. Those are nice commissions, but those aren't important to me. Yes, I need money to live, but I'm not an expensive guy. I must keep my life simple. What I like is to see people happy, buying something that they can eventually live in, use several months or several weeks a year, and enjoy the island lifestyle. Nothing made me happier this week than seeing a client that I had been working with buy property from another agent, and he actually now has a lot under contract. Again, didn't make anything on the sale. It wasn't my sale, but I was so happy that him and his wife actually took the steps, chose their property, and now they're on their way to building a small home in the future and living their dream. That makes me happy. So I've been putting out some videos lately on financing, how financing works. Most of the lots I concentrate on are beachfront off-beach lots around Secret Beach. But again, I realize even some of those are out of the budget for most people. So I wanted to talk to you about a listing that I just picked up. It's a resale. It's about 0.45 miles, so less than a half a mile from Secret Beach. And this lot is going for just under $30,000. We priced it at $29,900, so just under $30,000. And the seller is offering that with a very low down payment, 10% down, 10% interest for 10 years. It's our typical 10-10-10 program, and you can get that right now. Now, what can you do with that? Easy. You can buy that lot, sit on it for a year, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, whatever, or you can build today. What I really like are the houses that Will Mitchell has been putting up, some of the prefab homes, some of the Mennonite homes that have been shipped over from the mainland. I'll show a couple pictures here of what those look like. Those would go amazing on this lot and just give you a little crash pad. Some people say, that's so small. It's 400 or 500 square feet. So it's 500 square feet or 400 square feet. Think about this. When you go on vacation, sometimes we'll go on vacation to a resort and we'll stay in a hotel room for 2 weeks and we find that we get along just fine. Or maybe a hotel room with a small little kitchen. And that's just fine. Why? Because we're not there to be in the hotel room. Same thing with some of these small houses in Belize. You can get a little 400 or 500 square foot home. Again, nothing fancy. Have a bed, have your small little kitchen, maybe a little sitting area. I like the way the Mata Chica interiors were designed in the thatched roof homes at Mata Chica. Maybe I'll show a picture of what those look like inside. They've got a bed elevated. In front of that, they have a little couch, a little sitting area. Behind the bed, they have a little bathroom and a small little kitchenette area. So they have like a coffee machine, maybe your microwave and a small fridge. But that's it. Nothing fancy. Gives people an opportunity to live the dream. Again, Make it as simple as possible. You might think, oh, okay, well, if I move to Belize, I need to have all my stuff shipped down from the States or Canada. No, you don't. When Steph and I moved, he moved with 2 suitcases. A friend of mine moved with 7 or 8 suitcases. That's it. Pay a little bit of baggage fees in the airline, move, keep it simple. When you get to the island, don't worry about buying a golf cart. Pick up a used bike for $100. Get on the island and live the dream, people. Quit putting it off. Buy something simple. Get a toehold on the island. Get something today that secures your future. Especially now with this coronavirus. If you don't come out of this with some sort of goal or dream or action plan or how your life is going to improve, then to me, you're just wasting an opportunity. If you're getting a stimulus check, your stimulus checks, maybe if you're a couple, you're getting $2,400. You put 10% down on the slot, that's $2,900. So if you got an extra $500 in the bank, use your stimulus checks, put it down, boom, you're off and running in Belize. All right, so that's just my little rant today. Again, just very informal. Just wanted to talk to you about that. Let's see, talk to you about Paris. Talk to you about travels. Talk to you about rubies, Matachica, the Phoenix, these different things. Yeah, so that about covers it. So if you've got any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. I'm here to help. And if you want to get your own slice of paradise, please email me. I'll put up my information here, denniskayii@gmail.com. Look at my website. Just one thing, my website does not have all of my listings. I choose not to put those on there. Sometimes I'll keep those as sort of a pocket listing. So not all the listings I have are on the website. That's by choice. That's on purpose. So if you are interested in something, you're not quite sure what that something is, email me. I'll give you some ideas of how you might get in the game. All right, take care, and talk to you soon.